Okay, we're back with another video. This is Stupidity in the Gamosphere. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I was going to do a Valentine's Day video, but frankly speaking, I was sick all last week with the flu, and I don't have a lot of energy, so you're lucky you're getting this from me. So, basically, this video is about a video that Colin Moriarty did on his new, webcast, I don't know, video. Basically, a video of him talking about how, Microsoft can save the Xbox. And extolling the virtues of the Xbox and all that stuff. Basically, he made 3 salient points, and I'm going to debunk all 3 of them. The first one he said is, well, despite all of the fucked up shit that's gone on, Microsoft really turned things around during the 7th gen with the Xbox 360. So that was his first point. His second point was, well, they added online gameplay to the home console market and gave us a hard drive so developers could add extra content. I'll debunk that point too. And then finally, he said that Microsoft is really has made some really good decisions over the last few years with the Xbox One in order to bring it together, and they're pulling the Xbox division back together again. So let me debunk all 3 of those. First of all, the first one, Microsoft was actually doing well on the 7th gen. No, they weren't. There hasn't been a single console gen where Microsoft has done well. They've had 3. The original Xbox, they didn't do shit in. They felt was a failure, even though it sold a respectable 19-20 million. I mean, that's the only one that you can kind of excuse it not doing that well, because it was a new console on the market, and it was their first foray into it. Then they did the Xbox 360, which added all of these extra things, but here's the problem. The Xbox 360 had a 56% failure rate, which basically means if you owned a store and 100 Xbox 360 sold when it first launched, about half of those would be returned because they would be a steaming pile of shit. They would break because Microsoft didn't care. They wanted to beat Sony to the market. And let's not forget, that was just the red ring of death. Let's not forget the shredded discs, the overheating AC adapters, the smoking consoles. Let's not forget how, initially in the first few days, in the first few cases, like the first year of the red ring of death thing going on, Microsoft fought tooth and nail not to have to replace the shit that they put out. Okay, the subpar piece of shit product that they put out. Okay, let's not sugarcoat a turd right here. Okay, so that first point is bullshit. Okay, the only reason Microsoft, the Xbox isn't the total and abject failure commercially that it should be, is because Microsoft had Steve Ballmer, who was CEO at the time, who basically gave them a blank check to fuck up as much as they want. Okay? Has nothing to do with their strength as a brand or anything. It's basically if you have rich parents who bail your ass out when you do fucked up shit. Money is no object, basically. The current CEO, Nadal, he ain't playing that shit. Okay, money is an object. So, those days are over. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the second point. His second point was, well, they added all of these great things to the industry, online. Let me elaborate as to why that's total and complete bullshit. Microsoft, while it's true that Microsoft did bring online into a mainstay of console gaming, that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, let's keep it real. Online games do not have a long shelf life, okay? By and large. Now, you could say, well, what about World of Warcraft? World of Warcraft is a PC game. It's designed to, it's a MMO. MMOs, especially if they're successful, last as long as people are subscribing. But can you name a long-lasting PC game? Sorry, a long-lasting console game that's online? I mean, there are some. There's a handful. There's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They recently took the servers off for that, I think, 2 years ago. The original Halo 3, I think the servers were finally pulled, a year, like 2-3 years ago? I mean, those are, Call of Duty, one of the Call of Duties. I want to say, I could say more, but they're all PC games. Like Counter-Strike is a PC game. Counter-Strike Source is a PC game. But console games that have been online for a long time, I can't think of any. So that's a problem. I mean, I fail to see how this is revolutionary. Not to mention, they're charging you for it. And I know Xbox fanboys would be like, I don't mind paying for it. That's not the point. You're paying for shit that you already technically pay for. It's basically you've been double billed for shit that you've already put money into. Because here's the thing, okay? Most of the games that were on the Xbox, most of the games during the 6th and 7th gen for Xbox were peer-to-peer, which means you were paying for Xbox Live. You were basically giving them money for them doing nothing, which is a damn shame. And even now, a lot of the games, they're like, well, they use their own servers. Well, here's the problem with that assertion. That's the cost of doing business. It's like going to a restaurant and they charge you for napkins. It's like, that's the cost of doing business. You're gonna have to have napkins, so that's a sunk cost. You're gonna lose money on that. Alright? And it's laughable that you're charging people for that. But, that's just me because, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to that type of thing. But anyway, my point behind all of this is simply to say that it's laughable that people think that is acceptable. It's laughable that people think, that was valid. So that leads me to the second part of our, the third part, which is, Colin Moriarty's assertion that, they've been making a lot of good decisions during the Xbox One's life cycle. Have they? Because I'm not seeing it. Now, to be fair, I'm a new school gamer. I don't, I'm not like these new people who do all types of weird stuff. But for me, the Xbox 360 generation has just been like loads and loads of bullshit that failed miserably. A lot of experiments that failed. And Microsoft flailing around like a turtle that's been flipped on its back. Which, to be fair, when I was a kid and used to watch nature programs, I always felt sorry for the turtle. I was like, man, someone flipped that turtle back on its legs so it doesn't die. No, but right now with Microsoft, I'm like, just let it die. Let the Xbox brand go so that we can stop with the money hatting and we'll cover your fees, so third parties actually have to make games like they used to, and not this bullshit where everyone gets a pass because Microsoft. Okay? But that's just me. I could be wrong. That's just my own little personal opinion. I know some people are going to get upset with me. I don't care. That's all I'm saying. And that's the end of my little rebuttal of Colin Moriarty's asinine ass arguments. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next cut where I'll be talking about upcoming content for the rest of the week and for the rest of February. And, well, I can't go that far, but next week, after cut. Okay then, so basically, here's my conclusion. Colin Moriarty is full of shit. I mean, and anyone, look, here's what I'm going to tell anyone. Anyone who would listen to anything Colin Moriarty has to say, I'm sorry, but you're out of your mind. Because this is a man who was fired. He and Greg Miller were fired because they were taking bribes from Sony to shill Sony games at IGN. Okay? And then he was kicked out of the little IGN club he and Greg Miller created on YouTube for doing some shady shit over there. So basically what I'm saying is it's shady as fuck. And frankly, it worries me. Okay? So this is a man who has zero integrity. This is a man who's been caught doing really shady shit before, and then he was caught doing really shady shit again. And you can look at Colin Moriarty, he's not doing too well. Okay? He went from IGN, which, whether you like IGN or not, there's a certain level of big league stuff going on about it. And then he went from that to a smaller establishment, their own thing with him and Greg Miller. And then he went from that to looking like he's doing his little internet things in a raggedy-ass office in a strip mall in Santa Montecito, California, with a little whiteboard. And so, I mean, and he's a man who's it's already been proven that he basically will do anything for money, okay? Because, fired from Sony. So, with that being said, where do we go from there? Well, I mean, where can you go from there? With that being said, I mean, anything he says is suspect, but, look at the source and then think about the fact that he mentions all this stuff and never mentions, he never seems to mention the fucked up shit that Microsoft's been doing, which is kind of a red flag, because you can't, this is one of those things where you can't deny that Sony's been fucking up. Microsoft's been fucking up. I mean, the Xbox One has just been one big fuck up over and over and over and over again. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to upcoming events. There should be another video coming out, a Tavern Tale video, a twofer coming out tomorrow, so look forward to that. This Saturday's Sci-Fi Power Hour-ish will be a review of Black Panther. We will also be talking about movies that we feel were secretly brilliant that were critically panned. And that's going to be fun. Sunday will be a BS Buster where we will be talking about some people doing some really stupid shit. And we're going to have to talk about it. So, with that being said, that's the end of the video. Enjoy. Good day. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Peace.